So what advice would you have on, let's say, a business or a technology company, like in terms of go-to-market strategy? How's that changed, and how would you go to market with something like that now?
I think the best metaphor for this is AppStore. There's like 3 million apps on the App Store. How are you going to stand out? So 20 years ago, if you had a new idea, particularly in tech, because the ideas were new there, you could kind of launch a brand. You could be a Salesforce and launch a CRM, or you could be even MySpace when it first got going. You could pretty happily hang your shingle and know with a bit of marketing, because there was no barriers to entry then, you could crank your own marketing up and use the internet and what we call the network effect. That something like PayPal that got passed around, or eBay or Etsy or any of those interesting product companies that started off. You could be your own thing. Now, there's no way that you can just start a business and start waving a flag and saying, hey, look at me, because it is so crowded. It is so crowded. And I go back to the App Store. I mean, half of those things are not going to exist in the years to come. And I think we are going to see a massive clean out. I don't know how many, I don't know what the average number of apps running in a business, but subscriptions have gone through the roof. As we know, people have got 10, 20 things they're paying $20, $30 a month for. It's kind of crazy. So the only way to go to market now, it's ideal if you've got a burning hair problem, but there are not that many burning hair problems that haven't been solved already. And usually with a burning hair problem, there's 5 people who are onto it. The first moment you think of it, then someone else has done it. AI is a little bit harder because it's solving problems we don't really think we've got or even know about. And what you don't know, and this idea that I then need to present to you something that you might like, that's a very bad bit of marketing as well. You want to have a real understanding of what value you're generating. But you've got to build an ecosystem. You've got to stand on shoulders of others. I think Nigel and I were talking earlier today, and if you look at Xero, you go to the Xero marketplace. There is so much going on in there, and it's very symbiotic. It's adding value to Xero because there's lots of plugins, and then there's lots of plugins that are taking life out of Xero because they're giving the user a better experience. So I think you've got to be part of an ecosystem. You've got to somehow find your way into the fabric of the world you're in and stand on the shoulders of other brands to get seen, because just doing it yourself, really, really, really hard to do.